Meet Iman Ghadzi, one of the most inspiring stories of modern entrepreneurship. From dropping out of high school to becoming a multi-millionaire by the age of 24, his journey has captured the attention of many. But what exactly does a day in the life of this young business mogul look like? In this video, we're going to break down his routine, and you'll see how his daily habits, mindset, and lifestyle set him apart. And you'll want to stick around because some of his secrets for maintaining such success will definitely surprise you. Iman starts his day early. Unlike the stereotype of the grind till dawn entrepreneur, Iman values sleep as a key component of his success. He typically wakes up at around 7 a.m., but it's what happens next that really sets the tone for his day. He follows a strict, disciplined morning routine designed to optimize his energy, focus, and performance. The first thing he does upon waking up: cold shower. Not because it's trendy, but because it mentally sharpens him and forces him to embrace discomfort right from the start. This habit, according to Iman, is a psychological tool to build resilience. After his cold shower, he spends 10 to 15 minutes meditating, calming his mind before the hustle begins. Then, he moves on to journaling. He's a firm believer in documenting his thoughts, goals, and progress every morning. Writing things down gives him clarity on what he wants to achieve and sets the pace for the day. Now, you might be wondering, with such a busy schedule, does he ever have time to unwind or take it slow? Well, that's the first of many surprising revelations coming up later in this video. Staying fit is a non-negotiable for Iman. He dedicates an hour every morning to exercise, believing that physical strength directly impacts his mental capacity and discipline. Whether it's weight training, high-intensity interval training HIIT, or yoga, he's committed to building his body to support the mental demands of running multiple businesses. In his words, if your body can handle physical stress, your mind is more equipped to handle business stress. He often speaks about how exercise isn't just about aesthetics or feeling good, it's about developing the grit needed to run a successful enterprise. What's more fascinating, he reveals how this training habit ties directly into his business success. Now, you might be thinking, sure, a millionaire has the time to train, but how does this integrate into his workday? And what does his work routine look like? Stay tuned, because we're diving into that next. Once Iman has completed his workout, it's time to hit the ground running with business. Iman's main source of income comes from his digital marketing company, IAG Media, and the education platform, Grow Your Agency. Both of these require substantial amounts of his time, but Iman's secret to managing it all: time blocking. He religiously follows a schedule that breaks down every hour of his day. The first half of the morning is dedicated to deep work, a term popularized by Cal Newport, which means working on the most cognitively demanding tasks without distractions. For Iman, this typically involves strategic business planning, content creation for his educational courses, or reviewing his team's performance. He doesn't take meetings or check emails during this period. Why? Because he knows that early in the day is when he's at his most productive. Here's the part where most entrepreneurs slip checking emails and getting lost in the flood of notifications. Not Iman. He waits until the afternoon for that, but we'll get into the specifics later. At around noon, Iman breaks for lunch. His diet, like many successful entrepreneurs, is built around optimizing performance. A simple, nutritious meal that's easy to digest is key, something like a protein-rich salad with healthy fats. He understands that food is fuel, and the last thing he wants is to experience an energy crash right in the middle of his day. In fact, he even practices intermittent fasting on some days to maintain mental clarity. But what's more interesting is his view on midday breaks. While most people think lunch is a time to relax, Iman uses it as an opportunity to stimulate his mind further, often listening to podcasts or reading books on personal development. Curious about what kind of books or podcasts he's tuned into? We'll cover that in just a bit, so stick around. The afternoon is when Iman tackles the more collaborative aspects of his work meetings, team check-ins, and managing client relations. But here's where he's unique. Iman is highly selective about who he spends his time with. He doesn't entertain long, unnecessary meetings or small talk. Every conversation has a purpose, and if it doesn't serve his overall mission, he cuts it short. He's built systems in his business to minimize decision fatigue and streamline operations. A key takeaway from Iman's routine: he delegates tasks and trusts his team to execute them. Micromanagement, in his view, is the death of creativity and efficiency. Instead, he focuses on hiring the right people, empowering them, and letting them take ownership of their roles. This brings us to an essential question: how does a young entrepreneur manage to lead multiple companies without burning out? We'll reveal his mindset hack later in this video, so stay tuned for that. As evening approaches, Iman begins to wind down. But unlike many entrepreneurs who work late into the night, Iman believes in balance. He understands the importance of downtime, and this is where he indulges in some of his personal luxuries. Whether it's driving one of his exotic cars, spending time with close friends, or simply relaxing at home, Iman makes it a point to disconnect. Interestingly, his philosophy around wealth isn't just about accumulation, it's about experience. He values the time spent with loved ones and often travels to luxury destinations around the world to experience different cultures. One question that might be on your mind: how does someone so focused on success avoid getting overwhelmed by the constant demands of entrepreneurship? The answer might surprise you, and we're going to explore that in a moment. By around 9 or 10 p.m., Iman begins his nighttime routine. And no, it doesn't involve staying up late grinding out more work. Iman prioritizes sleep as a vital part of his success. He aims to get at least 7 to 8 hours of quality rest every night, understanding that recovery is crucial for high performance. Before going to bed, he engages in activities that help him unwind, whether it's reading, meditating, or reflecting on the day's accomplishments. If you've been inspired by this glimpse into Iman's life, stay tuned for more exclusive content on the world's most successful entrepreneurs.
But as always, I'm rooting for you, and I'll be watching you from afar.